I'm starting it. Matt, you start with your recap.
Me? Okay. So let me start with movies. Katie and I rewatched X. Love that movie. We were gonna watch Maxine after that, and then realized it doesn't go on Max until tomorrow.
Maxine.
So we're gonna watch it though. X, I think I like more every time I watch it.
Yes.
Like I really really like it. And then watched Psycho 2, of course. And then Katie and I watched Orphan First Kill.
Nice.
Have
When
any
was
of
the
you
I know what
you
it
saw the
is.
first Orphan? I haven't seen either.
The first Orphan we watched, I don't know, the last time was probably like a couple years ago. We've watched it a lot. It's a movie we like. The second movie was one of those ones where it's a prequel.
Mm.
But she was like a literal child when she filmed the first one, and so they do like that forced perspective Lord of the Rings stuff, and it's very funny looking sometimes.
Mm.
But that's what kind of makes it cool, is because now that she is an adult, she's
Yeah.
playing
Right.
the adult that's playing a child.
So that's fun, and she does a good job there. It's one of those things though where literally like almost the entire plot of the first movie was explained, or in the second movie was already explained in the first movie, so you kind of already know what's gonna happen. There is a twist that is different, but it was like Katie and I were like, what? So we both like the first one a lot more. Do you have anything else to say about that one? Yeah, that's about it. And we watched The Purge election year.
Oh,
Nice.
it's been years since I've
Was
seen
that on
it.
YouTube TV or you just chose it?
That we just chose it
Nice.
because we had been looking for that one a long time ago when we watched the other Purge movies, and it was nowhere.
Frank Grillo? Is that a...
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an actor
Okay.
name.
So our
He's in
favorite
that.
thing, I kept saying Frank Grillo, and she thought it was so funny, and she thought it was the character's name. Like, no, that's that man's freaking name. So every time he shot someone, we'd say, "You got Grilloed," and it was
That's funny.
That's why I watched that movie.
Thank
What's
goodness.
he in? Because why is he in my head too? Frank Grillo popped into my head.
He was in one of the Marvel movies for like a second.
That's probably, it was Winter Soldier. I think he got hit in the elevator. I think that was it.
It could have been that. I don't know. But Frank Grillo, hilarious. He takes his job so seriously, and you have to respect it.
Yes.
That movie is like the most heavy-handed movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like, let's imply something and then tell it to your face, and then look into the camera and tell
Nice.
you. It's like, I think those movies have really good concepts, and they've never really been like executed to the full extent.
I remember
but
liking Anarchy when we were younger.
Anarchy is the best one
Still,
of the
okay,
three that we
yeah.
watched.
Does that
Yeah,
have Frank Grillo in it? It does, doesn't it?
it does.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you get
He's the
Grillo, and it
recurring-
has Zach Gilford. So
What?
Ooh.
Is he the Purge?
he plays the Purge. Yes.
Hold on.
Does he play a good or a
He plays
Purge?
a good. He and his either girlfriend or wife get stuck. Their car dies out.
Wow.
And they meet up with Frank Grillo. And
What? I did not know this.
Frank
Um,
Grillo is in all the Purge movies.
Oh, he was in the first one.
Except for the first.
Have I even seen the first one?
But
I've seen the
Yeah.
first one.
okay, so he's the same character in two of them, but in Anarchy he's just called Sergeant.
Okay,
So is he different character? Are
up,
they
we
chucking?
don't know what his character's name was in the Purge election year. We could not remember. I don't know what his name is.
His name was Frank
Leo
Grillo.
Bond?
Leo? No, he's just Grillo. Like, there's
Just
they ever
Grillo.
say that? Leo Barnes.
I don't
I don't
know.
know who that
I
is.
made up Barnes. I don't know if that's right.
No, that is. I think that's what it says. I'm on IMDb.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, it's Leo Barnes. Yeah. Hello, glue. And then we watched Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Nice.
Why? Oh, 'cause that's when you're on,
I got
right?
so
From all the way
excited.
back from when you
Okay.
started watching.
Okay. That movie's fun. But also we kept saying every time they'd say Victor Crumb, we'd say Kevin Victor Crumb.
Because of Kevin Wendell Crumb.
Yes.
That's why.
I was like, if I put this on here, will anyone understand what I'm talking about?
Well, I just assumed, oh, that was his name. I thought,
I thought so too.
no, I've seen it. But that's why it sounded, it's because of Kevin Wendell Crumb.
What's
Correct,
that from?
It's James McAvoy from Split and Glass.
Oh.
Um,
yeah.
I was gonna. Oh, I love Harry, just in general, but Harry in that movie is really good.
Wait, is that the one that ends too happily?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, can we ever have a normal year? And it's like, a student is dead.
I just died in
Yeah.
front of you.
Harry at the Yule
I
Ball
guess
is
Harry's
just,
traumatized.
Harry's just dissociating the entire time. He doesn't know where to put his hands, and then goes to the most dramatic thing ever at the end.
Yeah, the whole
Great
movie,
outing for
Harry's
him.
just like, I don't know what to do. Help me. Somebody help me.
Yeah,
Somebody help me.
Harry.
That's the one too where everyone like kind of hated Harry for a second, right?
Yeah, just for no reason.
For no reason.
Yes.
Because he was young. There's really okay. So we've been watching stuff with subtitles on, and I'm a fan of subtitles now.
Wow, it finally happened.
I got converted, and we. There's things I catch now that I'm like, I've never heard that in this movie. The reporter kept calling him 12, even though he kept saying I'm 14. You know,
Rita Skeeter.
Rita, yes, but with their accents, it sounded like Reader Skeeter, and it was very funny.
Reader. Because she writes.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
But that movie, 238 flew by. Like
You
those
think?
movies- What's that? What's up?
I do think
Kelly
I think those
disagrees.
movies so fast. I agree with you.
I just that's I don't know what my least favorite is after rewatch, but growing up that was the one I hated.
Yeah, it's so
Uh,
long.
Yeah, go on.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the reason why I say that is because like we were like we may not make it through this whole thing, so just like when you want to stop, let's stop, and we would watch the whole thing. I
Nice.
was like, oh shit,
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. That's what I'm talking about.
good stuff. Okay, that was it for movies. For TV, been keeping up with Only Murders.
I haven't. I stopped.
I've been enjoying it this season. Katie and I today started watching a show called Naked Attraction.
Oh yeah.
And it's
That
very
is
interesting. We
crazy.
really enjoy it. Yeah.
What is this?
So it's a dating show where like it's just like full frontal nudity, and the first things you see are just full on what the person looks like. It's just fascinating because it's also now like 8 years old, I think, when it was airing, but
Oh.
it's very British too. They keep saying things, and we're like, I don't know what do you mean? What does that mean?
Are you like in a
Oh my
room,
God.
like, separated
What?
by glass or something? Isn't that?
Oh,
one of the
that
shows?
is Love Is
You're
Blind.
thinking of Love is Blind.
We started
The
episode
direct
2 and Love is
opposite
Blind.
of Naked Attraction.
Yeah, it is
So
the
they just
opposite.
they just sit in a room naked together?
So they're in their little pods, but
That's what I was
yeah,
talking about. Yes. Pause.
so different pods, different types of pods.
This is too confusing.
Either way, it's fascinating. It's been very funny.
Do they end up falling in love?
Well, there's been at least 1.5 where we're like, okay, they actually might keep seeing each
Mhm.
other, and then the other ones are all like, no, they're really awkward. What else
Wow.
have we been watching? I've been watching a little bit of Psych,
Nice.
just here and there. And then Katie said that she wanted to watch Heartstopper, so
Yeah.
we started it from the beginning.
Nice.
Ah.
And so we are now. We've watched 1 episode into season 2.
Nice.
The Paris.
so
Oh
what's that?
yeah. Paris era.
Yes, they're going to Paris this season.
J'aime Paris.
Oh, they're not in Paris.
It was only the first episode. That was like the
What?
1 episode at school. Yeah.
Then what's the fucking point of the Paris season when they're not in Paris?
I say la vie.
Say love
Say love
you. That's been very fun. Is that all we've been watching? Yeah. Reading.
That's
Been
what I'm
reading a
talking
little bit.
Nice.
Been actually using the Kindle app on our little tablet, and I finished Hell House.
Nice.
Nice.
Pretty good. Some scary stuff, like a lot of scary stuff, a lot of good stuff. Also some dated stuff where it's like, oh, it's scary that the house is making you realize that you have lesbian tendencies.
Oh my
It's
god,
like,
literally the haunting. The haunting.
Right?
That's a little.
It draws a lot from that, I think.
That's so
It's a little funny.
Every house.
I mean, like
tends to do
accurate
that.
to real life.
Every house.
Speak on
tends
your
to do that.
experience. Is that accurate?
Every house that I've been in, I'm.
so since I finished that one, I picked another one on there, and so I started reading The Invisible Man.
Ooh.
And it's shorter, I think. I think I'm already like a quarter of the way through it.
By Harge Gregory Wells.
Is that his name? Is that what HG stands for?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Horace.
Harge.
Oh, yeah, Harge. And then Katie has been using Audible, but she got a credit that she wasn't going to use. So she's like, hey, how about you? If you want to use this, you can. So I went in there and I haven't started it yet. I just picked it today, but I'm going to do the audiobook of In the Woods by Tana French.
An audiobook. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Oh, that must be so cool. I wonder how they're going to narrate it. I wonder who's going to read
Right?
it. You have
I
to
don't
tell me
know.
about it.
Yeah.
I tried
Ooh.
listening to the audiobook of The Likeness, Luke. Do you remember?
Oh,
Before I
and
read
it was
it,
hard to understand, wasn't it?
No. Well, it's because of me.
I would have
cannot
problems with it
listen
too.
to books.
I can't either. So
My
okay.
comprehension skills are
So
awful.
it wasn't the accent though.
No,
the-
I liked it. I liked that. I just
I'm
can't.
excited.
I
I'm
just
excited.
can't comprehend anything.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time with that too. But I'm excited.
I'm curious because I've been getting really tired of podcasts. So I've just been like listening to music and stuff. And so when Katie suggested that, I was like, yeah.
We'll
I'll
get
talk
to
to you
it.
about it.
It's no big deal.
I'm also 80 pages ish into House of Leaves.
What just occurred?
People,
Could you say anything?
the exploratory committee,
Yes,
we
yes,
just
yes.
went into the void and went down a staircase for 7 hours and never reached the bottom.
Just the three
Um,
people.
Just the
They
three.
went on their own.
Yeah, Wax, like, and the
Jed
others.
and Holly.
Jed. Yes, thank you. So they're there, and that's where I'm at. I know this one's a little more slow going because I kind of just pick it up in pieces, but I'm making
Hey,
progress, and I'm
That's
remembering.
kind of how it's written.
It feels like that's how it should be read. And and Katie reads to me sometimes
House
in
of
the
Leaves.
House of Leaves. I told Katie is crazy claustrophobic, and I was like, honestly, reading
Oh.
this book would make you
Um,
like it makes me feel claustrophobic.
Matt, what is her name? I forgot a few of the characters' names, but the main woman's name.
The main
I forgot.
woman.
What's the main
His
guy's
mom?
name? Too? His wife.
Oh, Davy.
Oh,
Or
the family.
Davy. I don't remember either. Like that's why, like I pick it up. I'm like, oh
Nice.
yeah, is it Karen?
Karen.
It's Karen.
Anyway, she's claustrophobic. So
Yes, that's right. But like even reading it, I was like, oh. So good writing. And I think that's it. Who's next?
Luke's turn.
I finished the fifth gospel. I highly recommend.
Oh, good.
It's very good. And I'm reading Salem's Lot.
Ooh.
And I haven't watched any shows. The movies, Kelly and I saw Saturday night in theaters.
Yes, we
Ooh.
did.
And it's really good. I really liked it. And then we watched Long Legs the night after.
Was it the
Very
same-
good.
No, it wasn't the same night.
Kelly and I watched the first episode of Phantasmus.
I did. I showed
Oh,
him.
so
the
did
first
I.
ep- You did?
I forgot to tell you, like a couple weeks ago, I watched the first episode. That's all I've seen so far.
What'd you think?
Shout out Q. That was my
What?
favorite bit. Q. Got to
Yeah,
shout out
Steve
all Q is
Buscemi.
fun.
Yeah.
My
Uh,
favorite bit was probably the drawing of the penis that was turned away from the viewer.
Yeah. That was good.
And then Mark and I watched Psycho 2. That's it, yes?
Yeah, I don't think we watched anything else. Right?
Um,
I just went in your room and watched the game the other night. Nothing else.
The movie?
yeah,
No.
yeah, the game.
Oh. I need to watch that movie.
Is
That's
that
a
the
finisher.
movie
And-
that the opening of Succession is inspired by?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I saw another vision in the fugue state.
Um,
This time it was a cat. It was a straight on cat. So I was sleeping, and in my dream, I was dreaming that somebody was patting my eyes or putting something on. So I felt something patting my eyes, and I woke up like this, and I saw a cat on my bed, and I was like, "How did Sky get in here?" And then I woke up and it was gone.
Was it a cat that looked exactly like Sky, or did you just assume it was Sky?
I just assumed it was Sky, but I was kind of scared because I didn't know what cat.
What
this
did
was.
it look like though?
It was dark.
So
It
just
had
general
black
cat
fur,
name. Yeah. Okay.
but that's weird.
Very weird.
That's twice now that I've heard or seen things in a fugue state.
Okay.
In between sleep and awake.
don't
In a
know if that's what a
fugue
fugue
state.
state
I
What do you
like
call
it.
this? Oh, am I a? What? That's a fugue.
That's a
state.
fugue state, yeah, for sure.
You know what? I stand corrected.
That's it.
Nice.
Mark,
Alright,
do you want to go?
yeah,
'Cause you watch some of the same stuff.
Yeah. Have not read. Shows I watched all of Heartstopper season 4.
What?
Four?
You didn't tell me this.
Yeah, I've watched it in like 2 days.
Oh, it's season 3, right?
Season
It
4.
is season 3.
What?
He got the early
3.
cut.
No, yeah, 3. 4,
He's
sorry.
like Miranda's
I think-
twins with the
Mark, you
Harry
gotta-
Potter.
You gotta tell me this thing.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I think that storyline starts in the 4th graphic novel
Oh.
collection, and then it goes into the 5th. I'm not sure. The 3rd season. Sorry. Very good. I think it's probably my favorite season so far.
Ooh.
But
No.
that storyline of the graphic novels was also one of my favorites anyway, too. So I kind of expected to really like this season. But yeah, very good. I had trouble not watching it.
Yeah.
And then what shows? Trinity and I started watching Stranger Things because I wanted to watch 1 and 2 again for like the spooky vibes, and she's never seen it, so we watched season 1 very quickly, and we're 3 episodes into season 2 now, and it's just good. And as much as I like criticize 3 and 4, even when I think about them, like it's still like well made fun TV, especially
The
like, it's
first
good.
episode is really good. That's a great
Really
first
good.
episode.
Of
Yeah.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like of the whole show.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was a great way to start the show.
Oh, yeah,
There's
but-
a reason why it got as popular as it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I still have the critiques, and this isn't even rewatching because I'm in season 2, which is, if not my favorite, my second favorite. But even when I think about it, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a fun show. Like, we're enjoying it so far. She's enjoying it. Neither one of us like Mike that much. So
That's okay.
yeah,
Fuck
she-
that
not-
kid.
yeah, yeah.
He's not the likable one.
Yeah. Let's see. Movies. Well, we watched Psycho 2 today. I'm gonna have to
Just
pull it
now?
up. I'm very brain fogged
Like-
right now. Yeah, like
Did you
right
guys pull
now.
a me?
Yeah, like that's why we had to get on at 8:10 is because like that was the end. The movie was ending at like 8:03.
It'll be fresh.
We were waiting for the other movie for the game to end, and then we had Psycho like we had to get it ready right away.
Queued up.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, before that,
Is
the last
that
time
the
I watched
ideal
was
way to watch Psycho 2?
Yes.
In a rush, Luke.
it was.
We took our time.
I'm- you settle in the
You
first
really
10
had time to
minutes,
let
and
it
then
in.
yeah,
settled
Okay.
because you got nothing else to do. You like your nerves are calmed down, then you just enjoy it. National Treasure, the last thing for the last podcast. So Luke and I watched Joker 1. Then
Oh,
we went to go
that's
see
what I'm
Joker
missing.
2.
yes,
Um,
that's what I'm missing.
Luke and I both really, really liked Joker 2, which is honestly not surprising. We both thought the trailers looked really good and liked the concept, and that it's exactly what it seems like it's going to be from the trailers. So I know most people absolutely hate it, but I really like it. I keep thinking about it, and I end
thought
up
it was
liking
really
it
good.
more when I think about
What
it.
I think is funny is I keep seeing people be like, I didn't know it was a musical. That's the first thing we heard about the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Very
was that it was gonna be a musical.
Yeah, and so like some people are critiquing it in ways that like that. Other people are critiquing it in valid ways, but it's stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. But it's like I can see where they're coming from. It's just like not their type of movie. It was like a
Yeah.
movie that I feel like all of us would probably enjoy. I really liked it. Um,
It was good. It was good.
and there's parts of it like the annoying fan base. It's like Todd Phillips like pissing them off intentionally at some points. Honestly, that's not the whole movie though. Like, I just
No.
thought it was a really good movie. That was like the one part of the movie was to piss
Yeah.
people off who are really annoying about the first one, which I thought was hilarious.
I wish that's the whole movie.
I mean, it's kind of like the point of the movie, but it doesn't get to it till
Yes,
later.
it is. It is the point of the movie.
Yeah,
Good.
So
it's
They
like the
need to
people who
shut the
took the
fuck up.
first one the wrong way. It was like calling them out. It's very
it's
funny.
just it's just more blatant this time.
Yes. But it is very unpopular. And like someone asked me for recommendation, I was like, I told them I really like it, like, and I explained certain stuff. Was like, however, it seems like 90% of people hate this movie, so take that with a grain of salt. But we really liked it. I would honestly go see it again in theaters. It was a really good one. I went to a friend's house and we watched Mamma Mia.
Oh, nice.
It was his first time watching it. His girlfriend had already seen it, but it was his first time, and you never know how people like. It seemed like he was enjoying it, and then at the end, he was like, "I don't think you can have a bad time watching that movie," and was like, "Yeah," like immediately was like talking about how he's excited for the second one, and that he was in
Yes.
such a good mood watching it. So, yeah, it was a good time, especially because everyone there enjoyed it. So, and then I finally finished Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. Very, very different movie, much better. I mean, it's 80s horror movie. There's weird stuff about it, but I overall liked the movie. The concept is wild, and like it was definitely. I read about it after, and it's very, very obviously not only just like the concept wasn't supposed to be Prom Night 2, like it was filmed as a different movie, and then they just named it Prom Night 2. Like it
That's
just
so bad.
happened on Prom Night, so then they bought the rights and called it Prom Night 2. It like, but it's like a better movie than the first one for sure. It's wild, and there's some parts that I was like worried that it was gonna be weird 80s stuff, and then like something else happens and subverts your expectations, and it was like, oh, that was cool because I thought something really bad was gonna happen right here, and then something else happens. So I really liked it. And then Luke and I just watched Psycho 2. I think that's it. I don't think I watched anything else. I've been
Oh, you already
playing.
said yours.
I've been playing games still. So I bought a new one. Played Astrobot, which is the cutest, like most satisfying game of all time. Like you just smile playing the entire time, basically.
Nice.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
Oh, when we got on the PlayStation, we saw that, it popped up that you had played Little Nightmares 2
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple weeks ago. And Katie was like, "Oh, I've played Little Nightmares."
Oh,
And I was
nice.
like, "Really?" Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, it pissed me off. I stopped."
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that one level I had to do like 30 times. I was
Yeah, she was explaining. I was like, "If it jumps you back to the beginning, I'd get pissed off and quit too."
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that.
Usually you can get to a checkpoint, but there's some where like you have to get down all the way through the hallway, and then the enemies are down there, and it's like I already went through the hallway. Yeah, it's Little Nightmares 2 pissed me off more than the first one did.
Oh,
But Astrobot is really good. There's a free it was originally a tech demo, Astro's Playground, for like when you
Oh.
bought a PS5, it's like downloaded on the PS5, and so it's like a free thing, and it's like a satisfying like easy game, but it's like to use the DualSense controller to all of its like capabilities and stuff, and so a lot of stuff happens with the controller, and like it makes noises that interact with the environment and stuff, and it's really cool. It's like 2-3 hours long, if that. Then this one is like a 10 to 13 hour game that like is paid, you pay for. So but people are saying it might be game of the year, so I bought it.
Wow.
I played 2 hours yesterday, and I had a lot of fun, and it's like super addicting, so it's a lot of
Does
fun.
it feel like
this was,
Ratchet
a
and Clank?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very much like Ratchet and Clank of that PlayStation of like, this one has less of a story than Ratchet and Clank. It's very like you're stuck on a planet, someone knocked you there, and you're just trying to face everyone at different planets
Got
to
it.
get
cool.
ship parts to then go fight the big bot. But there's no talking in it. Like it's just like a little robot trying to go collect stuff to go build his ship, which his ship is a PlayStation 5 and his little ship is a control. Like it's like a PlayStation thing because it was a tech demo. People just loved
Yeah.
it, so they made this big one.
Well, that's very cool.
It's very, very fun and puts me in a good mood. So, Astro's Playroom is free. So if you get that,
Oh.
yeah,
Good to know.
the 2 hour one is free. That one's fun. And then I've also still been playing Last of Us 2, and I'm a couple hours into Abby's story now, and Abby's story is really good. Especially replaying it, Luke. It's very, very good. So
There's a song that I've been listening to very much called True Faith, which is a lot, but it's from Last of Us 2.
Oh. Who's it
That
by?
you should listen to.
is it
I
the
don't
guitar? Is
know,
it the one that they sing on the
but-
guitar?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Ashley Johnson singing it.
Oh,
Oh, it's a-
nice.
Oh, it's a song by New Order.
Ooh.
That's
Nice.
what
Are they a
or at
rock
least
band?
That's the first one. Yeah, they were Joy Division, then became New Order.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the first one that comes up, so that's cool.
Also,
Oh, just kidding, it's a different one.
did you guys watch
Just-
the teaser trailer for Last of Us 2 or no?
I did, yes.
Kelly, did you?
Is that what Luke showed me? Luke,
Yes.
is that what you showed me? Then yes.
So Jeffrey Wright was in it, right? And people were like, "Oh,
Yes!
Jeffrey Wright," right? And then couldn't remember the character he played. I got to the part where the character showed up. I was like, "Oh, that's definitely the character he's playing, right?" And then the guy starts talking. I'm like, "That's Jeffrey Wright." So I look it up, and
Oh,
he
he's
voiced the
playing the-
character in the
Oh my
game
God.
too.
That's
I was like,
fun.
"What the
I
fuck?"
love that.
Also, there's a character, Matt, and
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but it's one of the
It's
actresses.
Catherine O'Hara. Are you talking about Catherine O'Hara?
No, 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 no.
She
no,
was in
no,
the
no.
teaser trailer,
Not,
trailer
yes,
and
but
that
not
was
who I was
crazy.
talking about. I don't remember the character's name from Mythic Quest, Matt, but she was one of the testers.
Yeah.
Not
Which one?
the
was it?
shorter hair with like the gray in her hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah. Yes.
about?
That's cool. She's in it.
She's like, yeah, and she's a character that's like playing right now. I'm like, holy shit, like, and she helped apparently develop some parts of Mythic Quest. Like, she helps with the show because she works on video games, like, actually. So.
Oh, for like in real life. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So I didn't realize that she was a video game actress too. So, I thought I recognized her voice, and then I saw it when I was looking up Jeffrey Wright. I was like, holy shit! Like, I know her from Mythic Quest, which is about making video games.
Is it Rachel the character?
Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Mythic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say
can't see
Last of Us. Okay, Mythic Quest. Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, so she does a bunch of it actually. She also plays the main character of Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, she plays
Really?
Aloy.
Yeah, no, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Also, she voices Sasha in Attack on Titan, Luke. So
Oh.
she's everywhere, but mostly motion cap, like voicing, and so she's in Mythic Quest, and it's like, oh, holy crap, she's in everything. But,
Right.
yeah, it's Last of Us 2, very, very good, and it's like middle of Abby's story, which most people didn't like playing for the first time around. Luke and I enjoyed playing it, but thought it was like a little long because we want to get back to Ellie. But now I'm like more invested into the Abby stuff, and so like I'm very, very much enjoying it. So this is only my second time playing through it. So
Yanje Krisha and Baron Boadar were at Naughty Dog Studios, and they were with Neil Druckmann, so that was pretty cool. Apparently, Last of Us 2 is one of their favorite games, so I
Oh,
think
sweet.
that was cool.
it's
I
very.
was like, what are they
very good.
adapting something? That'd be
Prob-
fun.
Probably not, but I don't know what they would be adapting.
That's
But they were with him.
also the way Naughty Dog works on stuff. It's like one game for like years, and they don't think of any other games. Like they stopped production. Like there's a concept for. So I'm watching. Actually, that's something I am watching. It's a 2 hour like documentary on the making of Last of Us 2. And he like had the concept for it, but then they were working on Uncharted, and he directed Uncharted 4. And so it's like stop everything on all other productions. We're gonna do this for the next 4 years, and then or whatever.
That's cool.
Then it's like, okay, that's done. Okay, for the next 5 years, we're working on Last of Us 2 only. And so like they just full go into one thing when other studios have like multiple teams. Like Naughty Dog just works on that one thing and has all their resources. Now they do other stuff, like they did like the remasters and the remake for the part 1 at the same time, so they have a team doing that, but it's kind of like all their focus is around this franchise, that kind of thing. So
Kind of like that better.
Yeah.
Or at least it makes it more fun when they have something come out. It's like an event.
Yes, it's like a huge thing when they did the showcase, because they're showing like the showcase for when Last of Us Part 2 premiered, and just
Yeah.
the Naughty Dog logo came on and everyone lost their shit because it was just like they're coming out with a game this
Finally.
year, because it's not an every year thing like some studios or every other year. It's like it's been 5 years since they released a game. So, okay, that's it. Kelly?
Oh my god, sorry. I didn't realize how low I got. Oh, I've been all over the place. Okay, What We Do in the Shadows. I just watched Hybrid Creatures, so almost done with season 5. That episode is so disturbing. I love to see Dad loves the Laszlo Guillermo duo, which love to see that. Okay. Okay. I've unfortunately gotten the itch that happens when I'm just that only happens when I'm at a certain low in my life where I feel like I need to rewatch American Horror Story for some reason.
I get that sometimes.
You get the itch too.
Yeah, I get it.
And so I wanted to watch Asylum or Freak Show, and
Yeah.
Maya wanted to watch Coven. So we compromised on Murder House.
Yeah, that's the compromise. Yep.
We both realized we watched way too young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, possibly even in the single digits.
Oh my god.
Really?
And watching it now, 11 years later? There are a lot of aspects of that season that I like.
Yeah.
There are a lot that I cannot fucking stand.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not a character that has ever made me so viscerally angry as Ben Harmon, and that's been that way since I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand that man because that man exists.
Yeah.
I know 10 of those men.
Yeah.
You know? The first season is filmed like Glee. It is filmed like Glee. It is pushing in on people's faces just like an inch every 2 seconds, and it drives Maya fucking insane. And it happens every 2 seconds. It pushes in like just an inch, and they lose their mind every time it happens. So we're like halfway through that season. The whole season, Maya keeps every episode. Maya, this is so Luke too. Keeps going. Is Violet dead yet? I feel like she should be dead. Is she dead yet? When did she die? I was like, anyway, I'm excited to get to Asylum. We agree, me and Maya agree, that the best seasons are Asylum, Coven, and Freak Show. Those 3. And that Murder House and Hotel are good. Not our favorites, but they're good. And then I don't think I watched Roanoke. I don't know when I stopped watching, but it's an unfortunate itch that I sometimes get, and you just gotta go with it. You just have to watch what you have to watch.
I've done it
Unfortunately.
too. A couple years ago, Kelly did the same thing. I just like picked up a random season, I think, or I watched 1984, but I also like watched all the way up through Apocalypse to get there, and I was like, what am I doing?
Oh yeah. I watched Apocalypse.
Yeah, what are you? You can literally watch the seasons on their own.
Yeah, no, and like what was not NYC was like one of the newer ones. There was something before that, and it wasn't. I'll have to figure it out. Like, you can keep talking, but I started watching one of the no, it was the most recent season. It was the one with Kim Kardashian.
Delicate?
Yes.
That looks like shit.
I watched
the color grading?
I watched the entire first part because it was part 1 and 2, and I would have finished it, but they decided to break 8 episodes into 2 parts, like 4 months apart, and I was like, I don't care. I didn't care about any of it. I just watched it.
Yeah.
It was just there.
I probably wouldn't come back.
So I
either,
didn't come back to it, but it was there, and every episode was the exact same plot, and then it would finish with like a slight reveal, and then it would be like, no, you're crazy, and then start again, and it was like all 4 episodes the exact same thing happened.
It just looks so sad.
It
like,
was
not
sad.
content wise, but just like the aura.
Yep.
It's
Like Freak Show
like
was so
that.
colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was oof.
It's like a sad beige mom of American Horror Story season.
Yes, because it's not
What were you
awful. It's just very it's so. I would rather just watch shit, to be honest.
Like, literally. Yeah.
Right? Matt, were you gonna say something?
I can't believe that you started watching Horror Story like pretty much in the single digits.
I
saw
don't
the-
know. I don't know when I started, but
I
it
saw
was too
my
early.
very first episode in like when I was in college. I just that was like baffling to me because like it was kind of shocking then
Well,
too.
this is the experience of being the youngest sibling.
Yeah.
Wait, that makes so much sense.
Everything was too
If-
early.
It was
'cause-
my first year of college because I would have been 18 and you would have been 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
I probably
yeah.
showed you.
It's fine. That first season did though ruin an entire just ruin so many teenagers
Yeah.
in the
Oh, yeah.
2010s.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what else? There's probably so much I forget cuz I don't keep track of anything anymore.
It's a
But
fun
I
way to
watched Psycho 2 and I watched Saturday Night in theaters with Luke.
Yeah, you
I
guys
don't know,
didn't
man.
like. Was it
I don't
amazing?
know.
Very good.
I really liked it.
Nice.
It was very good.
I thought it was really good.
Cool.
I really liked it.
It's about for Hot Rod.
Yeah, where was Andy Samberg? Only complaint. Where was he?
Yeah, he should have been in
Oh,
it. Playing himself.
and then well, yeah.
Yes.
It's weird that they excluded him. What's the drama behind that? Someone get on that. We watched Long Legs, which Luke and I have already seen, and it wouldn't work on the PS4, so we rented it.
Luke,
You guys.
Luke, you should
we
know
wanted
this.
to watch it.
You should know this. The PS4 does not play 4K disc.
I was
It's
like,
stupid.
will this work? I
Nope.
don't know. I put
Luke
it
was
in. It
pissed.
took a minute to recognize. I was mad.
Luke
because
was genuinely
yes,
pissed off.
I was so mad because why don't they give you the digital? They just want you to spend more money, which we did, so
Yeah,
it
we did.
worked, and it just made
But
me
it's a good
mad.
movie.
I mean, maybe it's because of that, but that's the only movie I've seen that doesn't have it. So I wonder if they had a weird digital rights thing because I never see any movie without digital.
Long Legs.
Luke, I'm sorry that we have the Blu-ray copy.
No, it's fine. I should have brought down my PS5. That's what I should have done, but I didn't think about that. I didn't think. I thought 4K would work on PS4, but I was wrong.
Hey,
fine.
it's
Now you
fine.
know.
You know what?
Yeah.
We watched a good movie.
We did.
We made the choice and we watched a good movie.
How much was it to
Um,
rent? How much was it to
It
rent?
was $10 to rent.
We
That's
split
what.
it.
But
Aw.
$10 to rent.
It's like a
Whatever,
movie.
fine.
It's less than a movie ticket. I know it's not
That's
the
true.
experience of in a theater, but like I would have paid for to see that movie in theaters twice.
True.
You
Yes,
know?
I almost did. I almost watched it twice, but then I didn't.
Nice.
Oh, I guess books. Okay, I have kind of a weird update on reading that you would expect from Luke.
Really?
I feel like I've been reading Aesop's Fables. Just
Interesting.
like
Oh.
a whole collection of them. It's perfect for my brain, guys. I understand animals. I understand stuff that is less than a page. I understand things when they just have the meaning written out for you
Mhm.
after the story. I like
Kelly.
them. Yes.
You know what's funny? At one point, we had like this like interesting like bound cover version of Aesop's Fables just sitting on our bookshelf. We ended up giving it to Bookmans because we never like opened it.
Aw.
We read the first like however many, just like one a day. So it's very funny that you say that.
I love them. Hey.
Yeah, they
You
got
know
good
what?
morals.
I had Fear Fest on the TV, and then every commercial break, I would read the
Hey.
Fables
Nice.
until
That's
the
good.
movie came back on. And
That's
I
how
love them.
like it.
And I've also been reading Grimm's Brothers Fairy Tales.
The
a
other one we
collection.
had. Which collection do you have?
They're right here.
What
I
if-
got them from
What if
Target.
Kelly bought the ones that
They're
you?
red and orange.
For sure.
Yes. Those
Yeah,
are the ones.
they're the
and
same
they're
ones.
like, oh, that's so funny.
These?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah,
Oh,
exact
those are
ones.
like Barnes and Noble editions. They look like.
Yeah, we got them at Bookman's, I think. Oh,
Mm.
that's so funny.
It's perfect for me.
Yeah. That's
I need
really
short. I need it to end soon.
good.
Where I
Too long.
can jump into a whole narrative again. and I understand things when it's like the fox did this.
Yeah.
They're all about a fox. Okay. Um, I saw I'd never seen Dream Warriors. I saw some of it on the TV for Fear Fest. Really, really good, but I turned it off because I was like, wait, this has been really good. I want to watch it with Luke, and I want to be surprised.
It's a good movie.
So
I
I want
like
to watch
Dream
Dream
Warriors.
Warriors.
We
I
like
also
Dream
watched
Warriors.
Freddy Revenge.
Yeah.
great.
Even better.
Even better. I was watching it on the TV in here, and then it finished, and Dream Warriors started, and then I went out to the TV out there, and Freddy's Revenge was on the TV, not Dream Warriors. So I don't know. They
Very
were like
confusing.
on different, but
Interesting.
they tried to make me watch it twice.
Interesting.
I was also having Freddy's Revenge on in the background when I was playing Valorant with Tony, and Trini was kind of watching just like the ending part of it, like the very ending where like they
She makes
they-
out with Freddy.
yeah, and so like and he dies by burning again, and then they get on the school bus, but she didn't have any context. That's the beginning of the movie. So then they just drive into the desert, and I think she was I had headphones on, so she was just like looking at it on mute, and her face was like the most confused face I've ever seen. She was just like, what the fuck is happening? Because like this person just makes out with Freddy, he catches on fire, and then they just drive into a desert.
Also, what the fuck is up with those dogs with the
Oh,
fucking
you know what?
baby masks?
I don't know.
What
I just
is
realized
the deal with that? We never get an explanation for that.
that was actually a different. I was watching something else with Tony when I was doing Valorant. I was watching out in the front room. She was taking a nap, and she woke up and watched that and was super confused. And she was like, "Is this one?" She was like, "We were talking about as if it was a good one," and I was like, "It is, but people don't usually like it."
Yeah.
I was trying to give her
Now,
like
I feel
the,
like
now.
it's like,
but it's
a
good.
cult
Yeah,
classic,
yeah.
But like,
It's like, yeah.
But it's
like,
good.
Cult
like,
classic.
people love
Cult classic.
it. Whoa.
Oh my
That
god.
was a shock
That was
to
a
my
good one.
system.
That was a good one, wasn't
I'm
it?
proud of you, Luke.
Thank you.
Do you know any more? Or did you just say
360?
well,
What are you talking about?
they're
They're
songs
Brat
from
songs.
Brat, but he's not doing
Oh.
it. He's just saying the titles.
I didn't even know that's what it was. I thought
But
you were
that's
just
how
saying that.
Club
Luke.
Classic goes.
That
Club,
is,
Club
but that's
Classic.
not how the other songs go. I'm proud of you, Luke.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm done. There's probably something I'm missing. But guess what? I have to pee.
Okay. Is it time for
Alright.
Psycho 2?
Kelly, go
No,
pee,
it's
and
time
I'll
for
tell
me to
them.
pee.
I'll tell them something that I watched, real quick. While I went to bed last night.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
You get one guess. You get one guess. But Kelly, you gotta go pee.
But you interested me.
I'll
and I
tell
don't
you.
wanna
I'll
be
tell you when you get back.
out.
It's not worth staying for. Promise. Promise.
Give me year of origin.
2000 to 2004.
Was it a Transformers?
No. It was a TV show.
Fast and Furious. TV show.
TV show.
TV show.
I just
The
went to
Tin
bed
Man.
to it.
The one that you guys always talk about.
No, Tin Man was
No,
later.
I
Tin Man
wish.
was
I would
later.
watch that with Luke. I would watch that
Yeah,
with
you
Luke.
wouldn't watch that on your own knowing that was that movie.
Okay, I will say I was like, oh man, I want to watch a documentary like type of style, like fall asleep to it. Like I just want to watch something like and learn about something, and then fall asleep to that. I don't know why I was in that mood. So I turned on something that started around early 2000s. That's like more
How It's
kind of
Made.
documentary. Yes, it was How It's Made.
Dude, not even kidding. We had that on the TV. Like, it was like, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I had it How It's Made on
That's
the
what I'm
TV.
talking about.
Yeah,
You really liked that. I remember I liked it too, but that was your show.
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
interesting.
So I watched the first episode, and they're doing aluminum foil, and I was staring at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
They do
yeah,
this
right.
for all aluminum foil? It's like,
The guy's
what?
voice is perfect for narrating too.
Yes.
I'm like, this guy can tell me some stuff. I'm
Yeah, but there's a couple times I was like looking at it, and I turned like instinctively. Trini was asleep the entire time, but I was like, because I was like so confused. I was like, how the fuck did they do that?
We're allowed to do that?
It was very confusing. And contact lenses, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do they do that? Which is
And
why I
the-
like the show, because every time I'm like, what? And I'm always like super surprised.
Yeah.
And then the bread one was like, bread was like the
So
last thing I was like, yeah, I know how they make fucking bread. Like,
I've seen
what
people make bread before.
the fuck? I want to watch aluminum foil type of shit.
In one of my accounting classes, they showed how to make crayons,
Ooh, that's
Oh,
and that was crazy to see the colors, and then to
the
see it, like,
colors.
in strips and weird things.
But
So-
made too.
aluminum foil was just like a huge slab of aluminum that they basically just eventually through a huge process flatten it and then shave it. It's just to get like that thin. It's like so that was just a huge block at one point. Like,
I've done
and
that
then I'm like,
before.
well, duh, it's aluminum, but I'm like, wait,
Right.
for
It's
all
aluminum.
foil,
aluminium.
and then oh man, my brain.
Kelly, do you have any idea? what
Looper.
she-
That's a
Looper.
good guess.
Good guess.
Not even the right decade, but
Close.
Did you guys say loop?
no,
It's a
No.
it's a TV show.
Looper.
nope, nope,
Yeah.
nope. Good try, good try.
It's a TV show. I don't get. Wait, what year was it?
2000.
Early 2000s, and
Three?
it was like documentary
He-
style.
Heroes.
No, documentary. Think documentary.
Well-
I wanted to learn.
Think
Oh, so it's about real life.
Yeah,
Ew.
very real life.
Wait,
oh
but you said. Wait, did you watch Planet Earth?
No, that's a good guess though.
That's a good guess.
Wait, but you said we would be disappointed in you for
No,
it?
I was just saying it wasn't worth the wait of like the anticipation of trying to
oh,
guess
it's
all of it.
worth the wait.
Okay, I guess
Have
it
I
is.
seen it?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Has anybody seen it?
All three of
Yeah.
us have for sure.
Ugh, one of these.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys watch it growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
On sometime.
About real life?
Real life?
Documentary about baseball.
Think of
No.
Aluminum foil.
Think
Aluminum
about
foil.
them.
Think of crayons.
And then think of
No,
contact
no,
lenses. And then you're
And-
like,
And think
How
of
is it made?
exactly, you know? How,
Oh,
Have you
how
watched
it's
that?
made.
Was that before
Yes,
you-
we've all seen How Is It Made. This is not crazy.
I didn't know if that was something where it was the National Treasure situation where I was like, we all watched that, right? And you're like, what?
I
um,
okay.
It was very good. I'm probably
Wait,
gonna
but,
keep
like,
watching it.
it's not a movie. It's a show. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
yeah, you said that.
I did say
I thought you've been watching this for years. Like I thought this was like an update months ago. I thought you were talking about how you were watching how it's made.
No.
What?
There was another similar show, right?
There was.
Dude, What Would Happen? Is that was?
No, no.
Ah,
no,
that's
no,
a
no.
good show. That's a good show.
What about Hole in the Wall?
Or that, see, you watch Hole in the Wall was just the in-between show between Dude, What Would Happen and Destroy, Build, Destroy, okay?
yeah,
Destroy, build, destroy.
that was the in between.
Alright, Psycho 2.
Psycho
Psycho
2.
Luke, you guys start.
It's a good movie, guys.
The first time I think you guys ever told me you should watch Psycho 2 was like last Halloween time. So like
Was
it took a
that-
full year.
Like that.
Yes.
Yes,
You're in the
but
basement,
we finally watched it.
and it's a great movie. It's a great there to say. A psychological masterpiece.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
An
No,
acting.
Are
An
you
acting.
being sardonic?
No.
I would
He's
never
Not
change
you,
it sardonic.
I'm not either. I'm agreeing with him. I just
Yeah,
the way I
genuinely.
agree with Luke always sounds sarcastic.
You never.
This movie is smarter than around every turn. It's smarter than I think it's gonna be because
wait,
something happens where I'm like, okay, that's a very obvious twist, and then they like mention it like a minute later. I'm like, oh, so that's
Yeah.
not a twist. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then by like the end, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
'cause
What the
I-
hell?
Because you're questioning
'Cause
reality.
every
Like,
time
what's
I
going
know
on?
what's
Just
going
like
on, they're like,
Norman.
no.
Yes. They went off. They
They
did.
They didn't have to.
No.
They didn't. They could have phoned it in, and instead they made an insane movie.
It's so much better than a sequel to Psycho has any right to be.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's so. I think it's so cool and like honestly brave to make a sequel to Psycho and make Norman the protagonist.
I
Make
was rooting
him the
for him.
one.
I know.
This
Oh,
movie,
you, the
it
entire
makes me
time.
so
Ah.
sad.
I know.
You're absolutely rooting for him, and I think that's really a really cool way to go about the sequel.
Yes.
You know, like
I-
that's not what you would expect from a sequel. What? How many years later?
23.
Yeah, from the 80s,
Yes.
The 80s of all time.
and
I
it's
know.
sensitive towards.
Yes.
It's Tom. I didn't know Tom Holland wrote it, and then his name popped up, and I was like, man, Tom
Yeah.
Holland, what a
He's
guy.
in it too.
As like a sheriff, right?
One of the police officers.
Yeah. when his name popped up, I was like, okay, I can see why it's one of the better ones. I've still never seen Fright Night, but based on just Child's Play, I was like, okay.
You should watch Fright Night.
I know it's on my list.
Or Fright
I
Night
wanna
2.
watch
They're
it.
the same movie.
No, right.
But you gotta watch both of them to get the full experience.
Right.
And then you have to watch the remake and see Colin Farrell really want to enter a doorway, but not being able to because he wasn't invited in. So he's just standing there like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he makes a teenager give him beer.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Anyway,
There's a really
Very-
CGI car accident that sticks
Yeah.
in your memory.
for sure.
And,
And the flamethrower.
and David
Yeah,
Tennant.
yeah.
And David Tennant.
And David Tennant.
Oh, let me tell you, when he showed up as Barty Crouch Jr., I was like,
Oh,
okay, you know
man.
what,
Yes.
I might put that
Was
to
that with Baby Voldemort? Is that in Goblet of Fire?
Yeah.
Baby Voldemort.
Psycho 2, Meg Tilly. The only thing
Yes.
I've ever seen her
Yes.
in besides Chucky, and she was great.
Yes.
I really did think she was
Yeah.
very good.
Yes,
Doesn't she have like an Academy Award nomination?
She does.
probably.
For
Good
what?
for
For
her.
a movie about nuns.
Oh.
So I'll have to watch.
I think she's perfectly cast too.
Yes.
Agnes of God.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah. Okay.
She also
Mark.
got nominated for a Saturn Award for Psycho 2.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, Saturn Awards are for like horror and sci-fi and stuff. That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Mark, you and I, we're being the only people who hadn't seen this already. Did you have a similar experience as me of being like for the first half of the movie, it's like I'm enjoying this, but I think I know where it's going, and
Yeah.
then being like, we don't know where this is going.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
Wait,
wasn't saying
yes.
anything to Luke for that reason, but like, I expected it to have something to do with Miss Loomis.
Yeah.
Milo.
Right.
Yeah, and was like, okay, and then I was like, either way, I'm enjoying this, so I don't really care if it's a reveal that I guessed. And then it was like,
Right.
her mother. It was like, what the fuck?
That was
Immediately,
what
I was like,
love about-
whoa, whoa, whoa. And then,
what I love.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It like starts clicking. When it clicked too, she had only worked at the diner for 4 days because she just got that job because she probably heard he was gonna work there. So like she had
Right.
just, and that's why she probably dropped 12 plates is because she wasn't trained and wasn't good or had experience as
Also,
a
she's just a
waitress
girl.
because she was just doing that to get in with Norman. I was like,
Also-
oh, that's that. So they set it up. I feel like well.
When she's on the phone and drops a bunch of exposition, it's
Yes.
on purpose. Like,
Ah.
trying to
Because
make
it's
you
not
hear that.
real. It's in
Yeah.
the story.
And I
dropping
love the
exposition.
excuse. Oh, where are your parents? They're in Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. I never even questioned it.
Yeah.
I think that the reveal is so well done in this movie because Lila shows up at the police station and is like, get him arrested, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. She, this is her. And then immediately they reveal it, and immediately she grabs, oh my god. It's Meg Tilly. What's her character's name?
Mary.
Mary. Like Marion. Yeah. She grabs Marion, and Mary immediately goes, Mother!
Yeah.
Like, just immediately, once it's revealed that she's involved, it's revealed
Yeah.
that she's also her mother.
Yeah,
and
that
you're
was like
"Whoa,
show because like
what?"
yeah. So I really enjoyed that because I was like, what the fuck, really quick. And then
Yes.
I did not know where it was going. Also, this does play back into it. Luke and I went to a trivia night
yeah.
last night for horror movie trivia, and we went with Tori, Trini, Jacob, Bree, and then Trini's sister Belen, and we won, right?
Really?
We won
Congratulations.
out of the entire bar. But the first question was a Psycho 2 question.
Oh my
No
god.
way.
Luke
What
got
was
it
it?
right, but it was who kills Mary. And
Deputy
Aw, so you
Poole.
knew she died.
I didn't remember who it said. I didn't remember the
Oh,
character name.
Okay.
But I knew it said someone, deputy, whatever, blue,
Poole.
whatever.
The guy that goes,
Blue?
it's clean in here.
Yeah, he barely
Yeah.
looks. It was him.
Yeah.
But I knew he killed someone. So
Is that
when
Tom Holland?
No.
maybe.
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
His name
And
was
who does he
Sheriff
play?
Norris.
oh, he was the sheriff.
Okay. Keep going.
So when he showed up, I was like, oh, he's involved because it said he killed someone, and I didn't remember who it said he killed, but I assumed he was the one playing Norman's mother, like the other character, but then he kept not being in the story, and I was like, well, this is gonna be a really weird red herring
Funny.
because he's not in this movie at all. And then he shot her at the end, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
not at all. So it actually, the trivia night didn't spoil anything for me because if
Oh,
anything,
good.
it just confused me more because I kept waiting for him to get involved in the story and then be like, oh, I'm her son, I'm Miss Loomis's son, and I was
That's-
related, and just like something crazy, but no.
That's crazy that the very first question was a Psycho 2 question.
Yeah,
Why?
it was
They knew
crazy.
you were there.
It was crazy, but we also
It's like
were
it was
gonna
meant
watch
to be
it
Bev.
the day before, and then we didn't, and so I was like, shit, and then Luke got it right anyway. So
Hey, Luke knows.
he was not confident.
I was
in his
not
answer.
confident. I was like, Deputy Pool, who is that?
Yeah,
I should have known it was.
I don't even.
It's all good in here.
yeah.
Uh, the ending is so good.
It's so good.
He also gets the wounds of Jesus.
Yeah,
Also
that was
the
the
stigmata.
stigmata.
Yeah.
Well, he also
yeah.
gets the
And
spirit
the Doubting Thomas one.
and the Doubting Thomas one,
What
which is
I-
a big part of the fifth gospel, by the way.
Oh.
Big part.
I was this is like a 2-hour horror movie, which is usually like kind of pushing that long. It did not feel that way to me because like it is very different than the first one, which is good. That is like completely different, and Norman's the good guy. And what I like about it is people after the first one, I mean, and it still is people are like, oh, he's a Norman Bates or whatever, like using that as like crazy. But we didn't really know that much about Norman the first one, except like he was
Yeah.
mentally ill, and like, but like that's it. And then it ends as like a cliffhanger, right?
Right.
Of like, but this is like, what? So this is something Luke and I were talking about after Joker 2. Is I think part of the reason I really like sequels is when movies end, I'm always like, but now what happens? Regardless if it's good or bad, it's like what,
Right.
and that's like what this movie's 20 years later.
That's
being,
why
like-
sequels were created.
Yeah, but like,
Because
I
then
think-
what happens next?
right, and so like to me, I'm always like interested, and then like for Joker 2, some people are like, oh, we didn't need it, but I was like, I wanted to know. Like after that shit happens, I wanted to know. But for this, it's like they didn't need to go that hard. Immediately, it's like it's gonna be a different kind of movie. They could have made it black and white, even though it was in the 80s, but they started that way, faded in. We're like, this is
Oh my
completely
god,
different.
sorry. It is hilarious to start a sequel off with the most famous scene from the first movie and
Very
change nothing. And then recreate the scene later in the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
crazy.
very funny.
But I really liked it, and so I felt so bad for Norman, and was like, and like when he asked if the gun was for him, and then he knew, she lied, and then he knew, and he was just like looked sad and walked down the stairs. I was like, Norman, and like this movie is just tragic at the end because it's like
I
he
know.
was on the right path, and then these people do this around him, and then he's, you know, like at the end it's starting the cycle again. And it's like
Luke's
guys
favorite scene, the phone switch.
Oh, where he
switches
switches,
the hand
he
he's
does
holding
that,
on.
and then at one point he
Really
turns
good.
around like
Yeah.
a different, so they do it a different way instead of every
And-
time, like it's always flipping.
So the shot at the very end where it's Norman talking as his mom in the mom's bedroom, like from the first one, the only like thing you can see in the center of that shot is the phone, because like when he's
Ah.
talking as his mom, that was like it was like the phone. I think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
You could tell that it is not him with the letters to himself, because he signed it M when he left
Yeah.
that one for him, but then all the ones are signed Mother after that because it's them leaving notes
It was
for
the
him.
actual mother.
So like, but it was the actual mother. Yes. I was confused when you said that first. I was like, "What the fuck?" Forgot the ending. But because when he left it for himself, he just wrote M all the time. So I was
Right.
like, "Oh shit!" Like, so I knew that wasn't real. But then when like the peephole was there for the bathroom, I immediately was
God.
like,
Wait,
"Fucking goddamn it, Norman!" And then I was
No.
like,
Yeah,
"It
right.
wasn't him," and I was like, "Thank God!" Like,
You're
did
supposed
you
to
guys
think-
know? Did you guys know that the eye is Meg Tilly's eye?
oh,
is
is
it
it
really?
really?
To trip out the audience because you can't
Oh.
identify whose eye it is.
Oh, that's
Because
fun.
yeah, isn't
It's
that
very
really
interesting.
interesting?
Yeah, I
the only person you could put their eye up and it like the audience not be able to like try to like make assumptions because it's like
yeah,
but she's
because
the
it's
one
her
who's
own
there.
eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's really
Um,
cool.
But I thought that was Norman. I was like, oh dang it, dude. But like, it wasn't him. And so then it just makes the ending so sad because I was like, uh, he was doing so
on
much
the
better
straight
when
and
he,
narrow.
yeah,
I
and
know.
it's just so sad because like they had this assumption and then drove him back to it, and it was a hard watch at the end, you know.
well,
But-
this is why.
But that's why it's a
Go
good
ahead.
movie, very good movie.
Has the best hitting someone in the head with a shovel.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh my god! Yeah.
But like out like guffawed. I was like, oh
Yes.
god. Like, it was
It's so great because you're like, oh, he poisoned her, and then
Yeah.
It makes full contact in camera. Hilarious.
Matt, let me ask you a
Okay.
question. What's
Yeah.
crazier? Him hitting her with the shovel like that? Or the shot in the archway from the above shot in the archway when she
oh my
was
god,
that
when
was
it panned
cr-
up.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? When it
Oh,
panned up and it was like in the archway, like above. That was crazy.
Whoever directed this,
Richard Franklin.
Richard Franklin, he knew what was
That was
going on.
crazy.
The toasted cheese sandwiches is such a good
Oh my
scene.
god.
It
Ugh,
is.
I'm
Also,
becoming confused
scene,
again,
like-
aren't I? Is
I'm becoming
really
confused
good.
again, aren't I? You didn't recognize that line last weekend when you were down here and I
Of
quoted
course
it.
not. It's
Just pointing
I've
that out.
been a year since I've seen this.
The line that gets me is when he won't let Mary leave the room that she's sleeping in that night,
Yes.
and he says, "It's okay, I'll stay here tonight. It was always safe here at night." That's the line that really
Yeah.
gets me every
Yeah.
time
Because it was always safe here at,
at
night.
night.
we
It,
Oh,
we really don't know anything in the first movie, right? About like anything about his mother at all. Like
They
not
Do they-
much, yeah,
does
till
he
the very
mention-
end.
the doctor mentions that she was like
Okay.
overbearing and abusive, and that he.
But
that
poisoned
was
her.
it.
But that's it.
does he even say that he poisoned her?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
So he did do it when he was 12? Like
When he was
Yeah, he was a kid.
Yeah.
okay, so it had been like that for like ever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah,
I didn't know if
for
they're
long.
doing the same timeline. I know Bates Motel's a different timeline. I didn't know if that
Oh,
was
it's
like
totally different.
yeah. I just didn't know if it was the same thing or if he just lied because he didn't tell her about that he had also killed other people after his
Oh.
mom.
No.
So I didn't know if he was lying or if it was actually when he was
I think
12.
it's the truth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, this is why I really like this movie, and I really like Norman as a character in these two movies. Is that
Yeah.
it's not just like you were saying, like, oh, crazy guy,
Yeah.
like a slasher. He's
Yeah.
just weird. It's about the cycle of abuse and how abuse manifests itself in victims.
Mm.
And I think that's such a great sequel, like, to explore that
Yeah.
Yes.
instead of
absolutely.
just be like, he's stabbing people again.
Which
you know?
is like
But
all
also
these
for a
other
guy who
movies, like all
For a
these
guy
other.
who has killed 5 people, he
Mhm.
cuts lettuce like shit.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
He's
No.
really bad at cutting lettuce,
You know,
unfortunately.
I think partly too. I think Anthony Perkins is the perfect person to play
Yeah.
Norman Bates because he also has kind of just like a little bit
Oh,
of a
yeah.
tragic story, you know. Like I was reading about him because I was watching Psycho too. I'm like, dang, he's good, and I was just like looking up at him. I'm like, oh, this is kind of sad.
It's
But I learned that his dad was named Osgood Perkins, so
Yeah.
that's who he's named after, which is
and
cool.
Osgood Perkins is in this movie in the doorknob as little
pulls that
Norman in the
Ghost
doorknob.
from Twin Peaks, am I right?
Yeah,
So true.
talking about it.
Anthony Perkins is so long. Like,
Yeah,
I know he's
very.
tall, but he's long. He's a
Oh,
long
all
man.
over Perkins.
He plays both these. Matt, before you say it,
Yeah.
like I agree with that point because like he's so good in both movies. Like in like being like charming in the first movie and then like being very scary at the end of it, and then this one being like tragic
Very
and you
sweet,
just like
yeah.
sympathize with him, and it's like completely different all the way, like all throughout the two movies in very different ways. It keeps switching, and I think he's really good at all of it.
The way he
Absolutely.
plays Norman is so specific and so good because he's charming, Mark,
Mhm.
like you're saying, but I think because he's awkward.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he is.
you're endeared towards him
Yeah, yeah.
because when he chooses to pause is
Mhm.
so interesting.
So interesting, I know.
I love it.
I
He
have not seen
also-
the first Psycho in long time, a long
Yeah.
Does it
time.
make you want to rewatch it?
Need to rewatch it. Yes.
It's a good rewatch.
Yes.
I feel like even in that movie, there's this underlying like sadness that you can kind of feel from him. Like he just does such a good job. But did he ever get to finish painting the motel?
No.
It was like half yellow.
Probably
Do you think
not.
it was
But
after the end of the movie?
symbolism.
No, I don't think so, Matt. I think it would stay like that.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be finished.
The very
Like,
last
what
shot kind of
color
looked
is it in the
CGI. It was
third
kind of
one?
weird.
I'm pretty sure it's yellow.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe
In
it's
the
white.
third
though.
movie?
Maybe it's not
I
dilapidated.
don't know.
The Anthony Perkins directed the third one.
Yes, he did.
I did hear
Cool.
about that.
I actually don't know what color it is. It's probably white. It's probably all gross and run down.
It
Did you watch
is.
all four?
Because
The
isn't
lamp
it?
scene.
Luke, have you seen all 4 movies?
Kelly and I
We
did.
both have. We watched
both
it
of you
together.
have?
I own.
Okay,
I
wow.
own all
Oh,
four.
I thought you guys
Mine-
had only
Oh, I
seen this
forgot
one.
No, we've seen all of them.
Oh,
Oh dang.
is Psycho
We
3 good?
assigned. I like all of them.
Cool.
Luke?
Maybe I'll watch more.
They're
Yeah.
well, they're
Oh.
not as the next two aren't as good as the first two.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I really like the first two as its own contained story also, but the other two are worth it if you want to watch them. I like them all; they're all enjoyable.
I
I
agree.
know one person that's in the 4th one.
Oh my God, Henry Thomas
Yes.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm
and
like,
Olivia
okay,
Hussey
maybe.
plays the mother.
I'm sold. I'd watch the 4th.
I just forgot until now.
Yeah.
Have you guys
Oh,
seen
goodness,
the Vince Vaughn?
We have
That's
I
not really
want
man.
to.
Mark, that's the same guy who directed Elephant. You remember having to watch that
Oh my
in
God.
school?
Yeah.
Also, the same guy that directed Good Will Hunting.
Oh yes. that's
What?
correct. Yeah.
Well, I really
All
did
around
not
the
like
same time,
Elephant.
too.
Matt, I just looked up Elephant, and
Yeah.
I barely remember this movie till you said it, and apparently I gave it a 1 star on IMDb
I
back when I
remember
watched
you
it.
having to watch it and hating it.
I was
um,
so bored.
I've never seen it.
I was so bored. It was just one of those like it's. I mean, maybe I'd feel differently now, but like the entire thing is leading up. And yeah,
Yeah,
No,
I just wouldn't even.
yeah, and I
Not
don't
even
like the
bad.
subject matter. It was all of it was not.
All bad.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
We assigned. Luke, what did we say? Did we end up saying that like if because there are 4 movies, if
Yeah.
we had to assign, did we say Matt 1, you 2, me 3, Mark 4?
Oh,
Yes, Mark, you did Henry Thomas.
yeah.
Is half a prequel, half a sequel.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
Mark.
that's so yeah.
That's why we get a lot of young Norman played
Nice.
by Henry Thomas,
Nice.
Yes.
which is crazy.
That is cool.
I get 3 because it leans into neon griminess gross.
Ooh.
Which is
And
why
it's
I
directed
get
by
a
Anthony Perkins.
Yes. Sorry, got excited.
You said Luke was 2 and Matt was 1.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm flattered. How many do kids just normally sneak into people's homes to smoke weed? in the
That
basement?
is so funny.
What was his name in the credits? Oh my gosh.
That scene is so funny. I'm sorry.
he does not care. He sees a woman walk past
Yeah.
and then stays there longer.
God.
How about when you have a first-hand witness who says, "I saw a woman stab
Oh,
my boyfriend to
but
death"?
Matt-
But
Deputy
there was
Cop is like-
need.
Matt,
Well,
You
Deputy
can't trust
Toole
them.
did his look over. He did his ocular
Yeah,
pat
he
down.
did.
and said,
It
Yeah, he's
looked
like, "I
clear.
cleared him."
Yeah.
Yeah, one person says, "Oh no, Norman was with me." He's like, "Case closed. I guess she didn't. I guess she was wrong.
Yeah.
She saw it wrong."
Well, of course.
like-
I mean, it was the girlfriend, not the boyfriend, who was telling the police. So of course they wouldn't believe it.
It in the police station too. When Miss Loomis is there, she's being a little, a much, but like you should take her seriously. And the cops are like, "Psh, "What's up with her?" It's like, "What?"
Yes.
It's interesting that they don't like that her and Sam got together
Yes.
after Psycho.
Oh, did
Very
you see
interesting
that
to think about. Huh?
Mary Samuels was her alias?
Yeah,
Because it
Samuels. Yeah.
I like it.
I don't remember
But it's
who
like
Sam
they don't-
was.
Sam
was-
was Marion's boyfriend.
Oh.
That's right.
Oh.
that's what
Lila
got
is
with
Marion's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Interesting.
And they
and his name is
investigate-
Sam Loomis,
Yeah.
and her
Half the
last name
movie.
is Loomis in this one.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting because we don't like see that. It's just that her last name.
Luke
is
explained
Loomis.
to me that like she had married Sam. I just didn't remember who Sam was, so I just said okay.
It almost makes
Yeah,
sense.
he's the guy.
Like if you go through something that horrific, like
Trauma
and you
bonding.
both have lost someone that close. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
It's just interesting.
it's very interesting. You're right. That there's no fanfare about it. It's just
I
I'm
like
missing
that.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it should be done.
Oh, the opening scene is so good that like we just see the back of his head
Oh
until
yeah.
he turns. Norman.
Oh, he's.
This movie makes me so upset, guys.
It's so interesting because
Like,
I was
devastated.
almost like, when I was watching, I was like, am I like at first? Because by the end of it, I knew I was supposed to be sympathetic to Norman, but at
Mhm.
first I was like, is the movie like wanting me to be, or am I
Am I big
crazy for
softy?
thinking? Yeah, I'm like, what is happening?
Hmm.
But then by a certain point, you're like, okay, no, I get it. Like, this movie's being very kind to him. And
Yeah.
it's nice. It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
all these most 80s franchise horror movies are just like, okay, they're back, they're evil again, always, which I also have a soft spot for
Yeah.
like those,
Of course.
but like it's very refreshing in the fact of like watching one of these and it's like not doing that, which they could have done, of like he got off because he faked getting better and then like immediately just starts killing people again, which is kind of not what I thought it would be. I didn't really think about it before we watched it, to be honest. I just went into it.
Yeah.
But like when it's starting, it's like, is that what is gonna happen? Not at all. And I appreciate that. It wasn't just like he's a slasher where he's just gonna come back every time and be evil.
Instead, it's just a portrait of abuse and mental illness,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
wild. It's way like
And it's handled well.
more slower paced than I thought it was gonna be. It's just it's a psychological thriller instead of a.
Yeah.
It's a slasher, but you know,
Yeah.
it's I would say it's more a psychological thriller.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
The movie too. Oh, Mark, you want to
Go
go first?
well, I was just gonna say that, like, with the kill, like with the knife in the, like the.
That
throat.
was
I was like, that was
crazy.
crazy.
First off, killing a legacy character.
Look by
and
that.
killing her
That's
like that.
Crazy.
First off, villainizing
Yep.
a legacy
Yeah.
character, even though, which sometimes I hate, but I really liked it in
Mm.
this movie, and then killing her like that is
That was
crazy.
crazy because like the first guy got the slash, but then it like cut to black with the second hit. So it didn't show that much, which is like kind of the first movie is black and white, doesn't show too much anyway. And so when that happened, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the reaction should get, is like it's not overly gory. It's just like like watching it's just like a shock of like, oh, I did not expect to see that right now.
Right.
When desensitized to a lot of horror movie stuff, but when you utilize it at the right time in the right way, it's like can actually get you like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
My, oh, I could hear myself.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh.
Am I cutting out?
No, you're
you're
good.
fine.
You were just echoing for a second.
Matt, you can go.
I also like that this movie tries to explain, like, why would you come back to that house that have such bad memories? And they actually say, like, they make a point of him saying, like, we have other housing for you, and Norman being the one insisting. So I'm glad they brought it up because a lot of horror movies are just like, yeah, they're gonna move back in. And my first question would be, why would you do that?
Mhm.
You know, like, why would you go back there?
But but they took all the good memories except for the cheese toast.
The doctors took it all away.
uh,
Guys,
there's something.
yes, go ahead.
It's something so endearing about calling them toasted cheese sandwiches too. I don't know. There was specifically that
is.
phrasing of it where I was like, it almost feels childish still.
Exactly,
You know?
it's childlike. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not it's not grilled cheese, Matt, because it's toasted.
Is this toasted?
That's
I've
different
made
than
that
grilled.
before. I've made some toasted cheeses. In my
Yeah.
day.
One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he thinks that Mary is his mom, and so
Yes.
he's trying to help her clean up the body,
That's my
and
favorite.
so she's stabbing him, but he won't stop
Oh, and he's just like,
walking because he's trying to help her because he thinks that she's her mom, but she just keeps. That's such a crazy scene. Also, I love the character of Mary.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
Mary
was
was
really
great.
upset when she died.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
It's sad because this movie is so good because we sympathize so much with Norman. She's doing this stuff to Norman also, but we also care about her and we know that she isn't a bad person either.
She's
And
just
has a
also
change
a
of
her
heart.
mother.
Yeah.
Yes, and
is.
she has a change of heart and she's like, this poor guy, like,
Yeah.
he's a good guy. He wouldn't do this. We shouldn't be messing with him against her own mother, which
Right.
parallels. And I just was I was shocked when I first watched it and she died. I was not expecting them to
surprising.
kill her.
I know.
It was her mother in the fruit cellar this time.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yes.
Norman's mother.
And like
Yeah.
like you said, she had this change of heart, but it wasn't until she saw her own mom and was like, then she was like, okay, like I'm gonna have to protect myself now. And it's just like everything that led to it was like, and then they come in right at that time and we knew they were on their way. I think it all
Yeah.
led together very well, but also just like, oh, made you feel like shit at the end because it was like,
Yeah.
well, he didn't do it and they were just all of it. It's too much.
Yeah, and she was only doing it in the first place because of her mother.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
it's the parallels are really.
And he wasn't the one who killed her mother, but she thought so. So
Right.
She
yeah.
was going to protect herself because she
you
thought that she
understand
had to protect
everybody,
herself.
why
Yeah.
everybody, which is a rarity for 80s horror. You understand why everybody's doing what they are
Yes.
doing.
yeah.
You even
Yeah.
understand why the
Which
motel
sometimes
guy.
it's endearing.
Yeah, this has to be
Oh,
one of the
hotel
best
guy.
written.
That's the most motel owner I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This may be like. I'm trying to think of even like recent ones, just like horror movie sequels, not even 80s horror movie sequels, just horror movie sequels in general. One of the best written ones, where it's
Yeah.
like
No,
not
I saw
about
that.
just like get people in here. Where like Friday 13th, like, okay, let's get another 7 counselors, and what's the most creative way to kill them? It's like not about that at all. It's all about the character.
What's cool is it feels like for once a horror franchise waited until they had another story to tell
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this story and then made the movie
Yeah.
instead of
Well, before I watched it, I was wondering. I was like, what made Anthony Perkins sign back on 23 years later? Because that's in the 80s. I mean, people do that now. Obviously, it's like
Yeah.
if you made a movie
But
20 years ago, of course you're
20
gonna do it.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You get this script, you're like, oh, this is different. This isn't
Yeah.
just like some cash grab horror.
I'm
sequel.
sure that he saw many people trying to make a sequel to Psycho 2.
Oh,
to be
yeah.
honest.
And he didn't say yes until
Yeah.
it was worth it.
That's an
Right,
assumption, but I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
Because
either.
this is a very different thing. Where when Luke, you first said you liked Psycho 2, I was like, what the fuck? Like, and you're
Yeah.
like
There's a
raving about it. I was
second
like,
Psycho.
I knew about it. I just like was never planning to watch it because I was like, oh, one of those like I knew it was way later, but I was like, oh, and then they made 3 or 2 in the 80s, one in like 1990 or whatever. I was like, oh, I knew about them. I just assumed they were bad, so I was like, or just like bullshit, like stuff, like because this one has like a 6.6, which is good for like a
good.
sequel, but
Very
like
good.
you know the first one's like in the 8s, so I was just like, whatever, like. I get it now, but I obviously trusted it when you guys said that it was good. But I was very confused when you first said that it was like you watched Psycho 2
I was
and
hoping
you
you
were
would be
raving.
and then watch it and then like it.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
what happened. And I was very confused.
What made us watch all the Psychos? Was it hearing that people liked Psycho 2, which made us watch Psycho 2? Because
I
we just
think-
randomly decided to watch all of them.
I think you just said
You want to watch Psycho 2?
Psychos.
Yeah. Okay. And then we
I
watched
think we
Psycho
wanted
2,
to watch a
and then I was like,
franchise.
we gotta watch the next 2.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I think we wanted to watch a franchise, and we had heard Psycho 2 was good,
And it was
So we
only
were
4
like,
movies,
okay,
so we were
yeah.
like, we can do that.
and we'll assign at the end. That's probably
And
how
then,
we got
and
ourselves.
then Psycho 2 just blew our
Yes,
fucking
I
minds.
was. I remember
We-
afterwards, Mom and Dad came home with Taco Bell, and I was
we
like,
were freaking out.
great,
We were
because
like,
I was
"Holy shit."
questioning all the intricacies of reality and everything. I was trying to explain it. I did try to explain it to Mom in the car on the drive with the Cracker Barrel. She was like, "What movie are you doing next?" I was like, "Psycho 2," and she's like, "Oh, is it good?" And I was like, "Yes."
You
Questioning
have no
reality,
idea.
just like Norman and his mental capacity.
Luke-
It's very good.
When we watched this for the first time, just like so much energy while it
Yeah.
was happening, where we were like, wait, this is good. Wait, this is really good. Wait a minute.
That's just funny because Luke and I were like silent the entire time watching it, enthralled.
I don't know if we talked much, but I know that was our mental.
Mm.
We were like, no, I think I was yelling during it. I was like, what? Like a fucking cartoon character. Shout out to the really nosy front desk hotel guy.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Love that guy. Cause also that's me. at
Yeah, I
my
thought he was
job.
gonna come back later, but he was just. Oh, did
He
he?
was just yeah.
He's the reason why they think she killed her mom is because she heard her say, "If you don't."
Oh, right. My bad.
So I like that scene because you hear her say that, but you don't see her say that. You just see him look at her and then hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
it's like,
kind of like,
and it's
I
like
understand him though. If you
Yeah.
have the audacity to have a fight in public,
oh,
I'm
gonna
allowed
go-
to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna hear the
It's
whole all the
free.
details.
It's open at that point.
Your guys' thoughts on the ending with his real mother. Thoughts?
Love it.
I
like
do
it.
too. I like it because it's also up in the air in this movie if she
Looking at-
is his mom.
Oh, I think
Right.
I'm positive that's not his mother.
Yeah. No.
And
Also
that
in
she's
Psycho
crazy.
in Psycho 3 they say it's not. They do
Yeah,
say
they
that
do.
Norma
Okay.
was his real mom.
I'm fine
But
even if
I-
it is, to be honest.
I
Right.
I like it
Because
Yeah.
I also think of it as like, if Norma raised him, too,
It's still his mother.
yeah, it's still his mother, so it's still that he had his mother in the cellar. It doesn't change that for me because she raised him. So it's
Yeah.
still just as crazy. So it
It
doesn't,
doesn't
break
matter who is
anything.
biologic. Yeah.
Also,
Well,
his name is
also, by
Norman,
the
and she's
story-
Norma, and it kind of makes sense if it's
Well, the story that she gives is that Norma was his aunt. She
Right,
says
right. Yes.
that Norma was her sister.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it either way. But I was saying like it actually Norma being his aunt because like she named him after her sister Norman actually made sense to me.
would work.
If
Yeah, that
we
would-
take her story as like it's actually
Right.
real,
Like it
I'd be
still
like,
makes sense.
it makes sense
Yeah.
and it doesn't break the first one for me, which
Oh my gosh.
is a problem with sequels sometimes of like breaking the first
That's
one.
another parallel to Mary. She's named after her.
Marion.
Mhm.
Whoa,
Yeah.
she is
Oh,
named
but,
after her aunt.
Yeah,
I-
so
Whoa.
I like it either way.
I
If
think
it's real.
either way to Norman it doesn't matter because
Oh,
in,
yeah,
in his
absolutely
head
not.
it's still just his mother and now she's alive again.
Yes.
Yeah.
At
It's
least
the
he thinks
same
so, you
mother.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the same mother
Uh,
figure. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. The idea of mother.
Yes.
Idea of mother.
I really like the dynamic of Norman and Mary.
Yes,
I-
it's really good.
And I just yeah.
It's funny because when it started, I was like, why is this young woman like? Why would you do this? And then so when it's revealed, it's like, oh, it's a plan. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But then Norman is
Also, I get-
genuinely just trying to be so nice. Like
I
he's
know.
trying.
He
to,
just wanted a buddy.
he
He just wanted a job and his
friend.
friend.
A big house. You're all
And he-
alone up there.
I fully believe like if they didn't start messing with him, he
Yeah.
would have just worked at the diner and had a yeah.
Yeah,
And-
because
yeah.
they even said like he'll have episodes, but he knows how to handle them better. But
And he
when
did.
everyone,
For-
but when everyone is coming after you, do it like, and all this
Not
is happening at
only-
once, you get overwhelmed, and
Yeah,
ahead.
not only Lila and Mary, but then also the actual mother
Yeah.
from the diner.
yeah,
He's never standed a chance.
No.
But I really like how they play off of each other. I think they play off of each other so well, and that because like they really did genuinely like each other, like they were friends, and it's
Yeah.
just oh, so
And
sad.
It never felt like. I don't know. It never felt creepy. It never felt like it was trying to be more than that.
Yeah.
It was like they just are genuinely friends, like good
Yeah.
friends. Yeah.
I think it also makes sense that she tried to leave that first night because she knew what she was doing, but then like I think she was panicking of like, oh, what am I doing? Like I don't want to be here, which that was
Right.
part of the plan. But then so it makes sense why she was like, okay, actually, I'm gonna go stay with my friend, and then was like, okay, actually, I want to stay with you because at first I was like, what is happening? And then when
Right.
it's revealed, it's like, oh, that all makes sense now because she like panicked, didn't want to do it. Her mom probably convinced her to do it. Which
Right.
and we don't need to see those scenes to know. Like it
No.
was like she was just convinced again to continue doing it.
Yeah. And like Matt, I like that you were saying because like I like that they paired like him with a young girl because it's
Yeah.
like it's the totally opposite of him, but like how it never felt like more, and I like that they did that. But I like that. I don't. It's just like they probably would have never interacted with each other or been in space to interact, you
Mhm.
know.
Well, and
But
even
I
then,
think-
like, you would expect a person like Norman, like, you could write it in a way where it's like he is being weird and creepy, even if he's not trying to be, and it never felt like that,
Yeah,
like, ever.
Mm.
Like, it always felt like he was always like
genuine.
putting the
and
best foot forward. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh,
Poor Norman. At least,
dude, I
okay,
know.
at least he didn't. At least he survived.
Well,
but
you know
still,
what?
But a part of him died.
at what cost?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Did Norman really survive
Hmm.
It's
this
a good
movie?
question. I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh,
Tragic. And what's going on in that motel? Is there
classic
smut happening?
motel.
Yeah.
Is there smut happening in this hotel? Just wait till the third one.
Oh.
Is Daredevil, Butch, I think his name, from Psych season 3,
Yes.
episode 3, is in it.
Oh,
Is he
really?
really?
With
Yeah.
lamp.
He's a bad guy. He's like one of the main bad guys.
And there's a nun.
There's none.
Oh.
We gotta watch it.
Gotta watch it.
I love Norman's clothes. I need his wardrobe.
Yeah,
Norman's
you
a stylish guy.
Give it to me.
do.
All of his turtlenecks and his tweed blazers.
He is a guy who can pull off a turtleneck.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got-
he's
yes.
long.
He's long. I'm like,
That's
I
aforementioned.
couldn't pull off a turtleneck. I
Long.
got too short a neck for that.
You can say he's got. Never mind.
What? Say long legs?
Long
Don't you
legs.
dare. Oscar
But
Perkins.
because of
It
Oscar,
all
not that
comes
he is
around.
long legs. Yes.
All right, did
Good
we do it?
movie.
Good
I don't.
movie.
I don't
Really,
have
really
anything
good
else. I
movie.
don't think. Luke, do you have anything?
Yeah.
It was your choice.
No, I'm glad you guys all liked it.
Yeah, it was really
Very
And
good.
you guys have the same thoughts that I do, of course. But I am glad you guys liked it.
Yes, very good. Very different sequel, and
Yes.
it's very funny for what I thought this movie was for like my entire life until you guys watched it.
Yes.
Because I knew about it, but I was like, I'm never gonna watch Psycho 2. I don't care. And then you guys talk about it, and it's like, what? So I'm very glad I'm seeing it now, and I'm excited to watch the other ones, even if they're not as good. Just because, like, if you guys are saying like they're enjoyable at least, 'Cause
I
in my
enjoyed
head,
it.
they were just like more BS. Which is, I now have watched so many BS horror movie sequels
Yeah.
that it wouldn't have mattered watching them. I mean,
So-
even watching the
so,
first
Mark.
Pinhead, Matt,
Oh,
Hellraiser.
So Mark,
I didn't like that.
you don't like Hellraiser?
The
You
first one, I
suck, you're
hated.
boring.
I hated the first one.
I
Have
like
you
the
seen
character
Hellraiser?
design. The actual story didn't do a lot for
No.
me.
It wasn't.
Mark,
There's a lot of cheating
compare-
in it.
Well,
No, it was not just that. It was there's a lot of cheating, but also bored and gave me headaches.
It is.
Mark,
It does.
compare,
both sides.
compare Psycho to Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2.
You know, this movie is more. This movie is definitely more Joker fully ado than Hello Mary Lou. In terms of
Yes.
sequel.
What?
Yes.
It-
Luke knows what I'm
Actually, very, very.
It's more about because Joker fully
Not
ado.
what I asked.
No, I know, but I'm trying. I'm trying to say that this is nothing like Hello Mary Lou.
But Mark,
And
exactly
I
what
like
he's
both styles of like really getting into exploring why someone is the way they are, and their
Character study.
yes, character study, their mental capacity, and just like the sequel of being what happens after, which is most ones. But then we have Hello Mary Lou, which is
Make a whole different movie.
you don't even
and
mention
label
it
it
because
the
the whole
second
movie
one.
was completed before it was bought, so it's not even in the same
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
It has nothing to
Well,
do with it. It's just on a prom night. Also, the prom night part of it, it has more prom night parts because there's a beginning and end one, and the first one just had an end part. The end part is extremely short in the second one. The movie's not about that whatsoever. It's just about a possession, basically.
That's literally like if they called the first prom night Carrie 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those movies are actually both of them are
Isn't there
basically
a second
Carrie.
Carrie?
No,
There is
Hello-
the
There
rage.
is the
Very
rage.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hello Mary Lou is very like Carrie. It's like a lot like Carrie in the beginning.
It would have made more sense if they called it Carrie 2 than Prom Night 2.
Right.
Yes, actually, like
That
it's
Wait, Hello Mary Lou, Carrie to the Rage.
yeah, like the driving force of the story. It's basically like the end of Carrie. Is like
Okay.
something happens at prom night when they're
I
on
figured-
stage becoming prom queen.
Figure
Yeah.
Mm.
Mary Lou dies during prom night and she comes back.
Um,
And he goes,
No.
hello.
are you guys okay if I
Yes,
give you
hello.
like the overall like the broad plot of it?
Yeah.
It's so yes, you're right, Kelly, but I thought she came back as a zombie. From what I heard about this movie, she doesn't. She possesses somebody else, so she possesses a nice girl, and then but she was very scandalous because it was 20 years before and it was the 50s, and she was a what they call a slut.
Slut?
Yes, and she was not good in the fact of like she was cheating on her boyfriend, got caught and was like fuck you, right? So her boyfriend was trying to like her boyfriend was trying to like do something. He was the one who he didn't mean to kill her.
So aggressive.
Okay, wait.
Okay, stop talking. Stop talking.
Anyway, that's all that's all the first like 5 minutes, but like so then it's like this very sweet nice girl, and then she becomes like possessed
A
by
slut.
this scandalous
She gets
demon.
possessed by a slut. What
Um,
happens to all of us at a certain age?
It's very but okay, no, I it's too much details then. Yeah, there's people from the past that are characters, like parents of characters,
Oh.
and so
Oh,
like
that's
and they
nice.
know who she
Oh.
was because they had been involved. Yeah, it was like so it's kind of Nightmare on Elm
Oh,
Street,
yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple things that are like "Eeh." And then
It's
move
the
past.
80s.
Yeah, move
Okay.
past. But it could have been worse for sure. With how stuff was getting set up, I was getting a little bit worried. But yes, it was very much like Carrie in the beginning, as if Carrie died, then came back as a ghost or as a demon and possessed somebody. That's basically what happens.
Pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea if you ask me.
Yeah. So not at all like Prom Night, which is just like the most boring slasher movie I've ever seen in my life.
What about that one on the train?
The Train.
Terror Train? Jamie Lee Curtis,
I've never seen Terror Train. I need
which
to.
is just Halloween on a train.
Okay, so
and that one magician
basically Prom Night is Halloween on Prom Night.
No way.
What?
That's himself. It's like
Isn't it
it's
a-
like it's like the Halloween train episode of Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know what
right.
you're talking. I watched it.
Ah,
Actually.
you know that.
I did watch that one.
Garrett's video's up.
I know.
Oh,
Oh,
finally.
I know. I was so sad yesterday. I don't even know if I would have watched it, but it was very sad because he
It was
was sad.
delayed.
I was sad because he was sad about it.
Oh, he seemed fine.
He
Oh, what?
posted on YouTube thing and said he was devastated by it and was
Oh.
like super
Yeah.
upset.
He
it
seemed
was
fine on
very-
his
It got-
Instagram.
Well, got delayed.
He-
Got delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed one day. It's out
it was
now.
it was uploaded. It just wasn't able to post until
Probably a
Oh,
copyright
oh.
thing that they had to
Yeah.
dispute first and wait.
that they didn't know,
Got
but
it.
it's up today.
Did you, Kelly? Did you watch the Instagram stories when Andrew was bowling? Did you miss
I
those?
don't-
It was a while ago. It was real.
I probably
They're
didn't
at like
see
a
it.
gentleman's bar where it was like
Oh.
a bar, but they were dressed in
Mm.
like suits, like no tie, but like
Not a
suits.
gentleman's club. I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah, Matt, but you and I.
Oh no! But like it was like a bar, but they were dressed up,
Okay.
and that's how everyone was, and the lights were like
That is
dimmed
so
and everything.
funny.
But there was a 2-lane bowling alley, and every video of Garrett's was Andrew bowling and not hitting down all the pins. Either he was like every single one was him trying to get a not a strike, a spare. Every single one was him trying to get a spare because he already didn't knock them all over. And every single one that he posted, he didn't get it. And Andrew was like, and like he would just like he'd like be on the floor of this like. I'm like, you guys are not meant to be here. Like they're dressed to the occasion, but they're not acting like it. And then Garrett would get in his face, like, "Excuse me, sir, what about that last bowl?" And he would Andrew would like run away. It's like, what are you guys doing there? Everyone else is all like fancy.
I'm
Like
so excited.
that's not even in the video. That was just them
I
on a
know,
normal
I know.
night. So
I'm just saying to see them again.
yeah. All right, I have our tier list
I have one
yeah.
more thing to say
Oh,
about
go
Psycho
ahead.
2.
Yes.
Tell it.
Norman was absolutely shredding on that piano.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was going off.
He was going
Oh,
crazy.
Luke, what's better, him
have
in
you watched
this?
Football Town?
Yeah, him in this or Kevin in Football Town?
Matt, did you watch Football Town like I suggested at
You
Cracker
have
Barrel?
to watch.
You got it. It's
Type
like
in Football Town.
It's like
Oh,
six
everyone
minutes.
type in football.
Oh, that's
I
right.
said you should watch Football Town.
And I did not know what that meant, so it went out my brain.
No, you got to do it, Matt. It's like 6 minutes.
It's
Kevin
probably
in
the best
football.
video ever made ever.
It's pretty good.
Wait, you called him Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh my
Is
god.
that his name?
His
That's
name is
his
the
name?
Kevin.
Who is it?
Is this Yorm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It's good. It's
Uh,
very good.
Is Kevin in that
After-
also?
After so Mark and I watched the Guardians game on Tuesday, and he was playing Dig Dug on the Pac-Man machine.
Yeah.
And so after
Oh,
we
yeah.
finished the movie, after I finished the game, I was like, okay. I put on Football Town, and then I started playing Just Two Guys We Like Sports
Yes, yes.
while he was playing Dig Dug.
Yeah, so those
That
were all
was
playing in the
what-
background while I was playing Dig Dug, and then Luke would keep being like, "Oh, you missed that part." I was like, "I'm not watching. I'm looking at this." He's like,
So
"Did you hear
that-
that?" I was like, "You were telling me to watch it, and then I missed what you wanted me to hear." And I was like, I'm doing this. You're playing it in the background for me, but you're mad that I'm not watching it."
It substituted for the Eric Andre show that night, which
yeah,
is a good
that's-
substitute.
that was true.
Good
That was
substitute.
true. I beat the Dig Dug
You did.
base score. You
World
have to
record.
beat 10,000 for you to even like have the high score on it. Like that's like the
Oh.
main thing. It's not hard to get to 10,000, but like it's hard for me.
Oh,
It's like level 3. But like to even put your name on it, man, I was getting close. I kept hitting 9,000 then dying. Dig
That's
Dug?
better than I could do.
I'm a very
honestly.
big fan of Dig Dug now. I think I'm more into Dig Dug than I am into Pac-Man right now.
It's a Dig Dug stand.
Yeah, very good.
I ever played? I might have played Dig Dug on there when I was over there one time.
Once you learn how to, it's very good. I'm not good at it. Luke, do you have a question?
No, I'm stretching.
Okay.
No.
Can I tier list?
Tier list.
Anybody else?
Do I look like
Yeah,
Long
tier list.
Arms? That's the sequel.
Wow.
Long Arms.
Yeah.
Your arm does look
Pretty.
fucked up right
Yeah.
now.
It looks like Reed Richards. Reed Richards.
Is that the stretchy man?
Okay.
Like-
Can everyone see this?
Like Club Classics. Reed Richards. Reed Richards.
Did we not do Shrek 2 or National Treasure?
We
Which
said
are-
where it was, but I didn't move it. Like I didn't have these yet, so.
Do we remember where we put them?
We put Shrek 2
I mean, I
I
know where
do.
we put Shrek 2. Shrek 2 was in the highest.
in the highest. Hold on, let me
National
just-
Treasure.
That
Oh
was
wait,
mostly
can you guys
Bruce Lee.
still see this?
Yeah.
Oh wait. Hold on.
Yes.
'Kay.
Yeah. National
That's
It's
Treasure
a
was
good
mostly
Psycho
dope.
2 cover too. It's got the white outline.
It's very
And
good.
it's
Yeah.
got in the movie names at the bottom.
Yeah. Where do we put National Treasure?
I think that
Mostly
was
Ghostly 8.
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay. And then
All right.
Psycho 2, we have to
Gay
do it Luke first.
Gay
Luke?
cubed.
Luke says, and then it was who? I always forget.
One of you two.
I think it's
It
Matt
is-
and then me.
Oh,
Matt.
yeah, the top.
I would also say the top. I very much enjoyed
the
it.
top. Yep.
We have a lot in the top. What's this, guys? Why do we have so many at the top and only one
This
down
is-
here? What's this
Sorry.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory doing down?
Movies,
That's kind of aesthetically pleasing. Almost.
more fun to like things. Actually,
It is.
I agree with
Oh.
that.
I agree.
But I love dating
Yeah, you do.
things as well.
As someone who has been a prolific hater of things sometimes,
Yeah.
I can tell you it's much more
So
fun
wait.
to like things.
To be
Well, you're just
prolific of-
not hating in the right way.
Oh,
Be prolific of something sometimes.
No, it's more fun to like things. It's more fun to give compliments. All right,
Yes.
but it is fun to hate things that don't matter.
correct.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
Really,
mean?
like arbitrary things.
Yeah, like
Or it's
Luke,
just
like me with
funny.
Josh Naylor.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, that's an actual person.
He's
So.
Is Josh Naylor still on the Guardians?
Yeah.
our 4-hole. Never mind. I can't get into it. But like,
That what is that?
it doesn't
even mean?
matter. It doesn't matter,
They're
Kelly.
four
But I have a
holes.
hatred for
Inappropriate.
him.
Guys, you know what's crazy? Falling down the stairs and then falling directly on a knife that's
Yeah.
on the.
Did that remind you
How
of
did that
Laughing Place from Castle Rock? season
Ooh,
Ooh,
now it
Oh
did.
my god.
Okay.
Mothers. Anyway.
2? Mothers.
Do we have Kelly's ranking thing?
Oh my god. Okay, what two movies do we have? National Treasure and Psycho 2.
Yeah.
Sad. I have a feeling one movie is going to be it's gonna
Yeah.
be of National Treasure and all of these. Sad.
Psycho 2.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Psycho 2.
Psycho 2.
Unhinged is interesting. Unhinged.
Unhinged.
I would actually say
National
Ooh.
Treasure might be more
Maybe National
unhinged than
Treasure.
Psycho
Well,
2,
when
actually.
Norman grabs the knife.
But
Yeah,
like
Mark-
for a sequel for
Psycho.
Psycho, it's very grounded actually.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
like,
you're
super
right. I
grounded,
think
yeah.
National Treasure.
Yeah, we'll
National
give-
Treasure.
okay.
I'm
And then-
going to steal the declaration. Actually, you
Yeah,
know what?
yeah.
National Treasure is pretty unhinged.
and then gay is
Gay.
National Treasure.
I don't know about that.
You saw the way
I think-
Sean Bean looked in the street.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true.
I don't know.
Adam
Okay.
Brody
Yeah,
as,
sure.
as a character. No, we can't.
Okay.
That's illegal.
Illegal. When Anthony Perkins is in a movie, you respect him, okay?
Yeah, you respect it. All right.
We got a Kelly's.
Kelly, your pick?
Hold on.
Oh no.
This
Uh-oh.
is a good pick that she's gonna choose. You're gonna choose this, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. And
This is a
Luke,
good pick.
All that Luke told me is that you want us to possibly watch it together.
yeah. Am I still allowed to come up tomorrow?
Yes. Yes. No, tomorrow. No.
Okay. Kelly,
Okay.
do we get a year or something?
I have no idea
I
if years are
think-
correct. Yeah.
I think it's from 1989.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
That late? That late? Really?
That's what IMDb says.
You're
I
telling me the
don't know if
secret
it's
history is
correct.
taking place the same
Oh,
time
yeah.
that this movie is?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Is this a movie that I would have ever heard of?
No.
Oh.
So then I
You
probably
have heard of it.
It goes
Well, you
by
have
many
heard of it.
names. It goes by
Does
many
go by
names.
many names.
many names.
Okay, this movie has what is it 2 or 3 titles? Luke?
I want to say 3, but
It is
I don't know.
3. Okay, so it's one that it's known as, it's one that it's always listed as, and then it's one that it says at the end of the credits of the
So which one do you take as its real title?
As
Is up
fact.
up to
as fact.
interpretation.
We all know there is a correct title to this.
Okay.
So not what
I
just
think 1989. No. What I mean by correct title is there is
Yeah.
the one that you should yeah, you
Yeah.
get it.
No,
Yes,
or,
ma'am.
Is it not? And it's not Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker / Night Watch.
very
I pick it
same-
again.
along the same
Ooh.
lines, though.
I
Along
come
same
in
lines.
peace.
Wow.
Good
Ooh.
guess, good guess.
Never.
What's the
Wrong.
other name of that? I have that with me because we never watched it. Oh wait, no,
We
we did.
did.
We
We
did.
did. We
We never
absolutely
watched
did.
Jacob's Ladder. Sorry.
Dark
We
Angel.
never watched
Jacob's
Dark
Ladder, I
Angel.
actually legitimately want to watch.
Yeah.
That one I actually
Like,
Like,
legitimately wanna watch.
guys, I don't think we watched it because we were like, oh, this movie looks good.
Yeah. This is what we meant to do.
Okay.
with This.
Kelly, are there any hints you could give that would
Dark
help us
Angel.
at all?
Or spooky
Spooky.
season.
89
Let's see. The poster?
basket case.
No. Good guess. The
I'll have to
poster?
do charades and do it word for word.
Wait. Yes, we'll do that. But the poster that you see, none of the people on that poster are in the movie.
What? Oh, I have no
Okay.
idea. I have zero
Charades.
guesses.
Charades.
Charades. Luke will tag team them.
Okay. How many?
Okay.
How many? 5 words?
Yes. Wait, Luke, let me do it. It's mine. You know what?
Five
I'm
words.
thinking.
Proceed.
Well, we'll do it together.
Okay.
5 words. Okay. Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Men. Bowling.
No.
Pins.
Hold.
Strike.
You were hotter.
Think of bowling. Think of bowling and then think
No,
of Oka.
no.
Yes, there's a movie I'm trying to make him think of.
Bowfinger. Kingpin.
Dead?
No, you were. No.
The Big
It's the first
Lebowski.
Yes.
What are
Think
you
of Big
three?
Lebowski.
What are you 3?
Brothers.
Think of what was at the
Yeah.
end in the credits of Football Town. Created by the.
I don't remember.
Boys.
Boys?
Think
Hey,
of the Big
another word for
Lebowski.
boys.
Dead Boys Detective.
Think of the Big
Club.
Lebowski.
No, another word
Dead
for
dudes.
boys, but like
Yes,
dead
dude.
dudes.
Because his name is the dude.
Yeah, okay.
Dead
Dead
dudes?
dudes.
Dead dudes?
Dead
like
dudes.
Corey in the.
Dead
Finish
dudes.
the sentence. Corey in the.
House.
Dead dudes
Dead
in the.
dudes in
Dead
the.
dudes in the house.
Dudes
Dead
in
dudes
the
in
house.
the house.
What?
Okay, what the hell is this?
You've never heard of Dead Dudes in the House? talked
has
about
3
it.
titles.
Let me look it up. Let me look it
You're
up.
right.
The
I mean,
other
It's
is,
also known as the House on Tombstone Hill.
You're right.
I
Tyler.
actually have heard of that.
one.
I've heard of that.
Yes!
Oh really?
I've heard of House
I've
of
never heard that
Tombstone
one.
Hill. Yes.
You have?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Not
That's the
anything
other
about
one
it.
I
I've just
just
heard the
did
title.
differently.
Like I think I've seen it
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Because we've talked about it.
It also
No,
says
no.
the dead
Like I
come
swear it's
home.
been like an IMDb.
That's what it is. The Dead Come Home is the
That's
other
the
title.
third.
The
That's
Dead
the
Come.
Dead Dudes in the House is
Dead Dudes in the House.
the proper title.
Dead Dudes in the House
Peacock?
is the proper title.
Peacock. It's under the title Dead Dudes in the House. None of those men are in the movie.
Yeah,
Why?
I've seen this like poster on IMDb and stuff. Like just scrolling past it.
When you guys originally logged it, I remember looking at it and being like, "What the fuck is this?"
I've seen it twice.
What in the
I
world?
watched
who are
it
these
randomly on
people?
my own. Let's go
Matt,
on
you and,
Peacock.
and Katie should watch it.
Yeah,
You
please don't
think
watch
that
it
Katie
alone.
would enjoy this?
But Just-
You think I want to make her sit through this?
I want you to watch it alone. Who called it the ultimate spooky movie?
It is
Oh.
the ultimate
Oh.
spooky movie.
The
Like, think of a spooky
ultimate.
movie. Think of a spooky movie.
This is spookier.
Oh
Psycho
my
Two.
god.
This is spookier.
Wow.
It looks like it's on Peacock and Prime.
Ooh.
Oh, you gotta do it on Peacock.
Okay.
It's a peacock
Got
movie.
it.
Peacock
It's
movie
a
sounds good.
Peacock movie.
Well, I'm excited / scared because I probably will watch it in the improper way.
You're gonna be so bored.
Okay, I'm ending it.
Good movie.
Okay, goodbye.
It's a good movie.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye. Love it.